So, part one is done for Fnatic, the favourites for the tournament, the team that came here last season and failed to win the championship. So far, so good for them as they dominate game number one. Time now to turn our attention to our second game. Before we get there, though, let's just take a quick look at the bracket and confirm the result of match number one in Group A. Fnatic go through to the upper bracket final after taking down Infamous in a straightforward 2-0. Our next match, Planetkey Dynamics versus Epsilon. Pansy's back with me from the first game. Let's just talk about this first game, because frankly, that was a slaughter.
Yeah,
your
demolished.
dark horses.
They've been taken with a nice little fence around them. They're being taken somewhere else. It says glue or something on it.
They're no longer dark horses, they're blue ponies.
They might be a Pritt stick by the end of the day if they're not careful. It's not looking good for them. Not the performance I wanted. You know, they had two new players. You know, they're a very unique team, I was saying. They depend on this very unique style. And they had to depend on these two new players to go, okay, we're going to play that style. It didn't work.
Do you think map choice came into it? Because I don't think either of those maps necessarily were the best maps to play against a good team like Fnatic, were they?
It was more Fnatic taking away the maps that suit Infamous. So the close range maps, they're known for running with those Famases. Useless at long range. You might as well use a BB gun, you know? It's completely useless.
Bow and arrow.
Yeah, you get these guys in those close range, you know, in the corridors, in the choke points where the Famases can literally rip holes in people. You know, that's where Infamous thrive. Yeah. And I was speaking to Value before. He was like, yeah, we're going to take these maps away and I don't care about the rest. We got this.
Yeah, well, that's how it proved to be. As I said, we're going to move on to our second game now in Group A. The winner of this one will face Fnatic. Is it going to be the team that everyone wants them to play? Epsilon, of course. Let's take a look at their lineup. Were, again, one of the favourites coming into the tournament last season, but again, failed to deliver, really. They flattered to deceive in many ways. Have made some changes, of course, and as you can see in that lineup, it's a slightly different lineup this season.
It is, but the man everyone wants to watch right now is Duke. He is their big, heavy hitter that if he turns up, he plays the game he can, there's your win. If he can't replicate, if he can't be literally the beast on the server, then you're not going to get much out of them.
They've had a very, well, I can't even call it solid. They've had a spectacular cup season.
Incredible.
3 wins from the season, 4 finals in every one that they've gone through. Fantastic season for them, flawless. But then the group stages come along, and I see a few chinks in the armour again. What's going on there?
I think it's more their opponents. Now, they played their normal game, but Pyrogen, the team that kind of dethroned them in that moment, we know what the French teams can do. We saw it last time around with these guys.
They don't wake up until the group stages.
You know, they have a nice little nap, a little bit of a baguette here and there, beret. No, I'm kidding. But they become a little bit of a monster in themselves when it really comes down to it. I thought Infamous were going to be the kind of smaller version of that, but Pyrogen were the ones to really challenge Epsilon at their own game style, which was the bigger factor to me, because it's all good and well playing someone in your own way and you do well, but you don't quite win. If you match their game style and do better, that's worrying, because it means you're not the top dog anymore at that.
Okay, they go head-to-head with Planetkey Dynamics, and their team looks like this, lining up. It's an interesting battle for the Germans, because they aren't the favourites in this group by a long way. They're 2 clear favourites are Epsilon and Fnatic. We already said that Infamous could be the ones to spring a surprise. Where do we feel Planetkey Dynamics? Are they just going to go through the motions of going, oh, well, yeah, these are the 2 best teams, maybe we don't have a chance? Or do they genuinely have a shot here?
Everyone has a shot. We learned that last time around. You underestimate one person, you're going to be in trouble. But I don't think Epsilon will underestimate them. I think they're smart enough to realise they've got the likes of Jerry in that lineup, who's been around since the dawn of Battlefield 4, being at the very top in various lineups. And it's down to them not letting the name against them get to them mentally as well. They're just players. They're playing the same game as I am. They're the same guns as I am. I'm just as good. And, at the moment, I think they could do something there.
All right, well, I'll put you on the spot, but I don't think it's much of a spot, because I think we both know where this game is going in terms of favouritism. So what is it to be? Is it Epsilon?
I think the safe bet's Epsilon. It's down to Duke. If you see it in the first map that he plays well, you can keep going on that kind of thought. If he doesn't, there could be trouble.
Okay. Interesting thoughts from Lauren. Of course, we'll hear more from Lauren throughout the day, and of course tomorrow as well. She'll be back for more matches in commentary and here at the expert desk as well. For now, though, we are going to head over to our commentary team. Just a reminder for you, we do have the votes up and running. Some of you have done very well in the first one, but I think most of you got the first one. Can you get it 2 out of 2? You need to keep going with all the voting on the site, esl-1.com. Just go to the schedule, find the games, and you can vote on the teams you think you will win. And if you do that, and you do it really well over the next 2 days, you could find yourself with a very nice bit of kit courtesy of our friends at Razer. Not those. They're for the other competition, Lauren. These.
Are they the casting competition?
No, not the casting competition either. Honestly, I have to try and keep these guys happy because they're trying to take the keyboards. You guys should send some stuff in already. So, time now for our second match of the day. Can Epsilon continue their fantastic form from the regular season, or have Planetkey Dynamics got something up their sleeves in the way of some magic? Let's find out with the commentators this time round, Dogbert and Jason.
Thank you for that, Red Eye. Just, mimicking Pansy there a little bit. I'm not sure how that dance works. I see it happen actually quite a bit here in the office, and I never understand where it comes from or why she does it. But I guess that has nothing to do with what's happening right now. Planetkey Dynamics going up against Epsilon here. You heard Pansy, you heard Red Eye. They both are really favoring Epsilon, but I think you and I have a different opinion on this one.
Yeah, I really think Planetkey could cause a big upset here. They've been playing really, really well recently. They've been boot camping, and to be honest, I think this is looking really good. Interesting to see what their bans are going to be, though. Online, Epsilon are a beast. They're absolutely so difficult to deal with.
I'm just thinking of a certain player.
Yeah,
back in the first season.
Duke PT online for them. He had Mayek a long time ago, but he's kind of gone now. But for Epsilon, they feel so comfortable. They can get those 1v1s. They're very confident in that. But when it's on LAN, not so much. Those bans.
I'm actually amazed that they're choosing Zavod to go up against Epsilon. That is a ballsy move in my play. That really is.
I love that map. They have been playing Zavod for a long, long time. Was that Shanghai for Epsilon?
Yeah, it was.
They've been picking this map out quite a lot, and I think it's mainly to kind of throw a curveball out there, and they are confident on it, and they've done well in the past. And I think that it's going to be an interesting maps, but Zavod, it's a double-edged sword. Everyone plays it. Everyone knows it. Now, you might feel more comfortable on it, but you might not have a decisive edge. Epsilon, everyone's played Zavod. I mean, last time we were here, this was the most played map out of all. And it is just, okay, you're not going to spring any really big surprises on this map. It is going to have to just be who has the better play.
But this is, to me, this is funny because Horik, I remember all the cups, all the groups, every time we've ever seen Horik, I've always said he's going to go around A, or he's going to go up by himself and backcap on you every single time. And I guarantee he's going to do it again here. But I wonder if Planetkey Dynamics have a response to that this time.
Their response could be just to try and overwhelm, come forward in numbers, not really be as worried as, say, maybe they have been in the past. You can't really do that online when they have players like Duke who can really just go 3v1 and win. But when it's on a LAN situation, maybe they'll feel a bit more comfortable coming forward. You know what? The Planetkey lineup is so solid. These guys have been playing for a long time. Obviously, Jera is their newest addition. But they have just a very well-rounded team. Originally, they weren't even the best German team. It took them a long, long time. They went to NorthCon. They were the underdogs against ESC, I believe, back in the day. And they won that. And from that, they've slowly been getting better. And they look so good during the groups. And I wouldn't be surprised to see them upsetting Epsilon here.
Well, we've heard, you guys obviously heard what we thought. We always like to see what you guys thought. You can head over to battlefield.esl-1 and you can check out where you actually vote on who you think is going to win. And as you see, Planetkey Dynamics 8%, Epsilon 92. I mean, if you just look at names alone, Epsilon, obviously a bigger organization, a more recognizable name, at least throughout the time. I can kind of understand that. But again, I feel like this could be the big upset that we're looking for out of the groups.
Yeah, definitely. And, they have all the makings of it with the team. They know each other. They've been playing for a long time. There's a lot of experience in this lineup. And it's really Epsilon's one. It's kind of more of a hodgepodge. They've been playing really well, and they're very comfortable with the team they have. But have they got the confidence on LAN? I think that's what we're going to find out very soon.
All right, now we do have PKD over on the US side and Epsilon over on the Russian side. And something we're already seeing break out right here that we've seen actually happen quite a few times is let's take out that wall. and let's use that for some early vision advantage in the beginning. And that was taken out on the side of Epsilon here, but we're going to see that push by at least one man to at least spot them out on this B flag here. As even one more man comes in from the side, actually 2 more. They're looking for the hit on the B. I mean, we'll see Epsilon actually pick that up here really quickly, but can they actually lock it down? Because Pyrogen, wow. Planetkey, they're pushing in for this one as quick as they possibly can.
Yeah, and an interesting one. Epsilon slow pushed onto the C flag. It was Horik who got the kill there, opening up that flag, but they totally left A and they lost out on B. So they get the most important flag at C, but they lose out on the flanks, and that bleed once again straight away goes over to Planetkey. But they're rectifying it over at B by the looks of it.
Yeah, I mean, this is typically what you see out of any map from any team. Is you're always going to see one team get a nice strong start, but it quickly stops very fast. And well, right now it's all about, can Epsilon hold on to this 2-1? We do see actually, oh, I didn't even have to guess who that was, but I wanted to make sure. Horik going off towards A. This is his game. This is exactly what he does. And when he's allowed to play his own game, he can be devastating. But Planetkey, we saw right there, Tom responding, gets early kill on top of him. Now we see David get a 1-for-1 trade there, and they shut down that kind of flank roll. But now they still need a cap over flag, and it looks like it might be Jared and man to push in through the underside towards the C flag.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see where these spawns come in for Epsilon. As Planetkey move forward here, that A flag is probably going to get spawned behind it, so they're going to be worried about that. But right now, what's impressing me is Planetkey are just coming forward. 2 3-man pushes on both flags, and right now, not great success, but, you know, they're being very aggressive, which is not that much like Planetkey in the past.
Yeah, they haven't really been able, I mean, like I said before, they went for 2 3-man split pushes on the, B and C, but they didn't win the fights anywhere. And you can't really afford to do that. I wonder if they're going to adapt to that as quick as possible. And we're going to tag along with Horik here just for a split second. Look what he's doing over towards the A flag. It looks like he will be able to cap this one out as well, as there's no one even near him on the side of PKD. And right now, PKD, they're not looking as strong as I expected them to be so far.
No, and I think it's about picking a map like Zavod. The start was a bit back and forth, kind of what you expect. That A flag has been floating out there, but Planetkey have been putting a lot of effort into getting C, and they were going up against a very strong Epsilon defense there, and almost a 4-man defense. And, you know, when you're playing against that bigger numbers, you really need to try and go around it, and they didn't. They didn't rotate at all. They just kept coming at that flag, and eventually they got it, but they lost 2 flags for it.
Right now we're going to actually tag along with David 2K, as obviously you heard Panty talking about this man. If he steps up, if he picks up these kills, Epsilon are going to be a very hard team to beat. And so far he's 4-4, so he's even. He's not doing bad, but it doesn't matter because look at his team, 132 to 95 in tickets, and they're showing no signs of letting let this CB hold go away. And they do let B finally fall, but immediately they're ready for the A push. I believe that's going to be Horik. I don't even have to question that one, and they will push in for that.
Yeah, they're going to be very careful now. Epsilon is, they've had some relative success here. They have a lead, quite a good one, but they need to be careful not to let Planetkey get back into this game, because this is one of these maps. If you can get a good CB hold, which is the one Epsilon's holding right now, you can drain a lot of flags, and one good full wipe is pretty much going to give you a good 20-ticket advantage.
And right now we do see Marsu actually pushed in through the underpass. We'll pick up a nice kill here. And there's going to be 2 more men on the side of PKD. And let's actually just tag along with them. Tom able to pick up one, looking for that second man here, trying to hold on to the C5. They finally gotten a 2-1 hold since the beginning of this game. And right now they're going to be able to maintain it for at least a little bit longer here. But they have so many tickets to work towards. They're down about 40 right now. They have to cut away at this lead that Epsilon have been able to build up. And in terms of kills, this is easily our closest game of today.
Yeah, definitely, and it's very back and forth. And both teams are obviously focusing on that BC as much as they can. It's the best hold to get, and they have to be very careful with sacrificing that one. And Epsilon are going to have to try and do what they can. But right now, Planetkey need that hold. They need that CB, and they need to enforce it quick.
Right now, they're going to be actually sending 2 men over towards the B flag to hold on to it. They will, in fact, secure it. But in the meantime, we're losing actually a lot of men over towards the C flag. It will be David, Marsu, and Ashlix able to pick that one up here. So in the meantime, PKD trying to respond with an A cap. But look at this. Look at Horik. He doesn't have to run over towards A. The game just knows we spot Horik towards A because that's where he's going to go every single time. And he will pick up that first kill. He will try to delay them over towards the A flag, try to maintain it for his side here. And it looks like he will be successful in it here too, as he has even has some backup from Duke here. So that will be an AC hold for them now. Obviously not the most ideal, but it's important that they're maintaining these 2-1s for the entirety of this game practically.
Yeah, they've been pretty good on that. They've kept that bleed just constantly ticking over to their side. They might lose out every so often on it, but they keep it regular, and that's reflecting on their tickets right now. They're just slowly but surely pulling away, and Planetkey need to do what they can. There's a trip cap there, and this is where it gets dangerous for Planetkey, because this is kind of getting out of control.
It really is, and you don't want to give Epsilon a finger, because they'll take your entire arm right now, and that's exactly what they're doing. I mean, they are able to get their 40 ticket lead back, but I really wonder, if you let your game slip for a moment here, if Planetkey just lets their game slip a little bit, Epsilon will get, you know, a 60, an 80 ticket lead against you, and you don't want to be down that much on the first half of your first game of the day.
Yeah, definitely, and you can kind of see what's happening is that Planetkey is starting to question where they should push out, and that's understandable. Outside, a brilliant kills, clearing up that A flag. It was a 2-on-1 for him. He eventually got it, but while this is going on and they are taking the A, they're starting to get swamped at C, and they need to hold this out, because really, at this point in the game, they get wiped here. This is it.
That's very true, and right now, we'll see trying to hold on to this one. But he still has, I believe, at least one more man there. Yeah, actually, they're right under them here. It's going to be Marsu. And Scene, well, he will get taken down. So outside the last man standing, let's take a look where he actually is. He's over towards middle right now, trying to stall them, but they're not respawning on top of him, so it looks like they're not trying to hit C yet again here, realizing, guys, there was 3 to 4 people there, and we can work with that. But as you can see, Asterix, well, he's no Horik, but he can definitely do the same work here as he's going for that back cap on A yet again.
Yeah, he got a spawn right on top of there, and that's the thing about this style of Planetkey's having to resort to, being so far behind. The aggression that they're going for is going to leave the spawns well open at A, and A is a flag that constantly ticks over based off that. And look at Horik going for the random spawn, getting as far away as possible, but great position for him to get towards A, which seems to be his go-to flag.
As far as possible away, but to his home, to where he seems to live and set up his tent. And well, right now there's going to be at least one man there. I believe it was Outsider who picks up the kill. So they shut him down yet again. And this is answering my question of what are they going to do to counter Horik, you know, going towards A every single time. And the thing is, yes, they're killing him, but they're not winning on the other half of the strategy. They're not winning on the 2 to 3, you know, 2-3 man splits over towards B or towards C. They're not winning out on the duels necessarily. And they're still down a lot of tickets here.
Yeah, I honestly feel that Epsilon's experience on this map is really showing out here, and Planetkey may have made a misstep in picking this one, and Epsilon are really just picking up the kills where it matters. And you know, even if one of their defenses breaks, it buys enough time that they can capture a flag and reinforce, and that's something at Planetkey, whenever they do have any success, it's short-lived, because Epsilon have already rotated to nullify it, basically.
Yeah, very true. Like I said, that when they ever do have any success, it gets completely nullified, because Epsilon are just quicker, they're faster, they realize, you know, what they need to do, and they have the information, more importantly, because they always have Horik roaming around. He's always calling out, guys, there's no one on A, so be careful at C, maybe be careful at B, and he can be that real nuisance. But as you can see, 14 tickets left to work with here by Planetkey, and it looks like they're going to be tough to really pull this one back, and it looks like they're having a little bit of a lag here. I think having a little bit of technical difficulties, but still, I mean, we can just talk about that difference. 84 to, I believe, about 11. That is huge.
And on a trip cap as well. Yeah, from Planetkey, they are just way ahead in tickets. Epsilon are way ahead in tickets. There's not really much Planetkey can do.
Yeah, and I mean, you called it out, like I said before, the out rotates with Epsilon, and you know, we obviously said Planetkey, a team that, you know, could easily upset here. But you know, I kind of want to go back to my statement after seeing that.
Yeah, they really were just getting kind of bullied around the flags. It's whenever they were going for anything particularly good, it just didn't seem to materialize for very long. And what are you going to say? Epsilon looking really, really good in that. But I really think it's down to the map. You know, they pick a very standard map pick like that, and basically what happens is they get out-rotated by a team that's very experienced on it. And yeah, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Well, I can't tell you that one, because if I do, I would be playing with them. And well, I don't see right now Planetkey a little bit frustrated, as you can see on their screens. They're, I don't know, I don't think they're really happy, and they didn't really expect it to kind of go that way. But then we have Siege of Shanghai obviously to come, and Locker as well. And you know, Planetkey, they struggled a little bit coming into this. I mean, they placed 6th overall, you know, 110 points, but you know, they never advanced past the semifinals, and then they got there once. They hit quarterfinals 2 times in Cup 1 and 3. They hit round of 16 in Cup 4, and then second one, obviously, they got to the semis. But you know, they lost to teams like Fnatic in Cup 1. They lost to Epsilon 2-0 actually on Cup number 2 as well. So you know, there's a little bit of a grudge match here between them, but there's also that kind of, you know, we haven't really beat them on the Cups before. Maybe a little bit of doubt within their minds, and when you have that doubt at an offline event with what's at stake, that kind of kills you.
Yeah, and I think the start was very, very good for Epsilon. They were able to just push out quite quickly. They got the kill over at C, and with that, they were able to just walk into the most important flag. They did lose out on B, but only momentarily. They managed to pretty much get the best hold in the game, the B and C, and with that, really, from then on, it was just kind of nasty for Planetkey. They went behind by 30 tickets almost instantly, and they were trying to play catch-up, and literally at the end there, it was a trip cap, so it's not looking good for Planetkey, and that was their first map pick, and I think it's really backfired.
Well, I mean, hopefully they can change things up, though. Obviously, it's just the first half of the best of 3, and right now, obviously, it can go a different way here, but, you know, you can see Epsilon, they don't seem really too worried. They seem pretty calm, and we're going to find out if, you know, they can come back, and, you know, obviously, on Zavod, like you said before, it's one of those maps that everyone's played. Everyone knows. And it's also hard to come up with anything new on that map, but we have seen the meta, you know, kind of adapt. We've seen teams consistently taking down that wall like we saw at the beginning of the first one right there, you know, making sure to really punish the team for that and use it to get that vision. But again, you know, if you can't win these fights that unfortunately Planetkey hasn't been able to do, you don't really have hopes of, you know, overcoming the other team. Not to mention when they're a step ahead of you, and that's the hardest thing in Battlefield to me, at least within the competitive scene, is when you see their team, you know, destroying you or just beating you, let's just say beating you, and have the pace of the game. How can you turn that around? How can you control the pace? And that's very tough to do. And you might have a little bit more insight than I do on it, and I'm pretty sure you do. But, you know, that's so difficult to have happen. And if you can master that, I would imagine you'd be the best team.
Yeah, in a lot of the cases, taking an opening, finding a point where the other team has made a mistake or starts to relax too much, and just grab it and go for it. I mean, we found a lot of times, especially teams like Dignitas, and they're able to come back from massive deficits,
right?
And make the
so
next round possible. And that's from Planetkey's point of view right now. They just need to try and make the next round more bearable. Try and chip away best they can, because that's where it comes down. If you make it so difficult to climb that mountain, then, you know, you're just going to give up. And I'm kind of worried that might happen with Planetkey.
And obviously, you know the Dignitas guys very well. It's obviously a different team, but the point I'm trying to get to is, you know, when you talk to them and they're down, you know, 90, let's just say over a large deficit, let's say 80, 70 tickets. What goes through your mind? Do most teams kind of go like, oh, you know, we lost that one because we messed up here, so let's just forget about it? Or is it like a crap, like we just got destroyed, like, and they get kind of down on themselves?
I think what we found like last season in the final, MYM obviously were constantly getting pushed to the very limit by Pyrogen.
Oh yeah.
And there was a moment in that game where I think it was Punchal, but I might be wrong, took his headset off, says GG. And then Safe turns around to him, shouts at them, put your headset back, keep playing, and from Van they were able to win. It's not giving up, constantly trying to find that opening, trying to claw your way back in, and when you get it, it starts like it takes on a life of its own. One guy gets a kill, they get a flag, another kill chips in. Everyone starts to feel that this is possible and don't give up, and they keep playing, and when it happens, it kind of just takes over. It's not something you can put a name on it. You can't say, yeah, you know, we were going to do this is our plan. It just happens.
It's like a perfectly oiled machine. Everyone just feels like they're doing their job perfectly, and everything is falling into place. And, you know, that's one of those highs you get in gaming that I really enjoy having. Obviously, I'm not, you know, the best player, or I'm not, you know, professional, but, you know, we still have that moments, whether you're casual or you're, you know, trying to play competitive. And obviously in Battlefield, when you have that moment happen, it's euphoric a little bit. And right now, I mean, obviously, I think the admins are just talking to the teams really quickly, trying to decide what we're going to do. I believe we had the server crash, actually. I'm not sure if it's going to be given over to Epsilon since they had such a huge lead, or it's going to be a replay on the first half. Obviously, I think we can both agree that it probably would have gone Epsilon's way right there.
Yeah.
But the tickets that they would have led with, we don't know. Like, we can't say what would have happened with that.
Yeah, I think Planetkey were in a very bad position at the end of that. They need to do what they can. But it was kind of nasty for Planetkey. I don't know what exactly we're going to go for, but it will be at least either way for Planetkey. It's not looking good.
Yeah, and hopefully we will be able to figure out what's going on here. And obviously, you know, as a competitive player, if I'm not mistaken, you actually used to be like a professional player, or at least to play at, you know, a really high level. Would I be mistaken on that? I'm pretty sure you used to be.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
And obviously not anymore because you suck. But, you know, coming into this, when I was talking to Lauren about it, when we had a little bit of a break, I was at a little bit of a pause in the last game, what kind of goes through your head here? If you're the team with 90 tickets in the lead, are you kind of losing that momentum, that hype that you had? Or is it just kind of like, oh, you can calm, you can chill out? Or obviously on the other side, Planetkey, they can sit here and talk, all right, what happened? What did we do wrong? Let's fix this.
I think it's worse for Planetkey in a way. I mean, yeah, they get a bit of a respite here. They can kind of consolidate a bit and try and work out exactly where it went wrong. But I really think for Epsilon's point of view, they're chilled. They know they're ahead. Everything's going well. Yeah, they chipped a bit of momentum, has gone away there, but they'll get back into it. They know how far away in ahead they are, and when you have a lead like that, it gives you a confidence, which sometimes might not be quite as justified as they think. I think I was talking about like momentum at teams build up. Mm-hmm. The worst bit is when it's going against you. Like, you should be winning. You're ahead. One more push will end the game. Right. Why are we not doing this? What's going wrong? Yeah. And it's just this frustration that comes from one guy, and then the comms break down or whatever. And everyone talks about it's brilliant when one team gets that momentum going and everything goes right. But on the other side of it, the other team, it's going wrong. Everything's not working out well. And why? And that's the only way right now, on this round at least, but Planetkey can come back. They need to find the opening, and I'm trying to chip them down.
All right, well, it looks like we do have an official word here on what's going to happen with that first half. So let's head over to Paul so you can fill us in on that one.
Okay, so we've just spoken to our League Operations chaps, and they've informed us that we will restart the map, but the scores will remain at 84-14, which was the last recorded score before the death. So before the last squad wipe, it was 84-14. That's where we'll restart. Obviously, you'll see the tickets at 150 each in the game, because there is, unfortunately, no way of reloading to the point where we were before. And everything will be reset. Pansy, thoughts on this opening match? I mean, it looked reasonably okay early on for PKD, but they were behind by 40 tickets quite early, and then it closed a little bit, and it looked like we might have a close game. And then Epsilon started to show their class. Tri-cap, locking down all the sites, no problem with holding them in a sort of 2-2-1 formation, if you will. And PKD don't really seem to know how to get back into it.
See, I want to put that down to map choice almost. Zavod and Epsilon, you combine those two, you're in for trouble. That's not where you want to be. Horek is renowned for being that one player, constantly around the back, constantly picking up that one undefended flag when they draw you out. So let's say they have C. And they kind of, they want to get that B flag. So, okay, most of the team will go out there. But in the meantime, Horek's going the long way around, taking the long rotate, plays it perfectly to the respawns, waits, and gets A. If they lose out on B, doesn't matter. They've got C and A. So, that's when PKD needs to get switched on to who they're playing against. Rather than just playing, this is our game style, this is how we play, they need to go, we're playing Epsilon here. This is how they play. We need to be aware of it and kind of adapt a little, but not too much. And I think that might have hindered them a little bit there. They really did start to struggle to get back in. As you mentioned, those 2-to-1s, if not a trip cap, they just drain those tickets away.
Yeah,
and then,
absolutely. Yeah,
you can't do much.
Almost picking them off one by one as they were going through. Dogbert said in the commentary there that it's difficult sometimes for the team who are behind when you have a break like this to then get refocused and come back, because they've kind of written this off. I mean, they've got a second half, but in their mind, they've written this map off. They've gone, okay, Zavod's not worked for us. We're consigned to the fact that we're going to lose pretty heavily, and we're going to move on to Shanghai. What do they do now? We've got a break and we've got to go back in, and they've still got 14 tickets. Do they try and reduce? I mean, in a way, it's kind of nice for Planetkey Dynamics, because they actually have an opportunity to just reduce that a little bit. Whereas maybe at 84-14 before, didn't have any of the sites, so they could have lost that by 84. Yep. Now they've got an opportunity to just chip away a little bit. And if that starts to happen, do Epsilon crumble?
I think crumble's a little bit too far. I think if I was PKD, I'd look at it one of two ways. Now, you look back to some previous titles where there may be a round that's impossible to win due to the fact the other team is a full setup. You take that round to talk through what you're going to do when you can do it with a feasible chance of winning. PKD may take this as, let's draw it out as long as we can, with taking our time with what we can do here, and just talk through our options for the second half. Try and really kind of soak ourselves in what happened and what went wrong. Or they go for the option that you mentioned. They come out and they try and just chip away at that gigantic lead. There's two ways they can play it out. I think the smarter thing to do for them right now would be chip away a little more, because 84 is a big number. Yeah. Once you get down to 60s, 70s, you got a possibility. A couple of triple caps for yourselves, you're looking good. But when it's still up in those 80s, you're kind of struggling there.
What about Epsilon with the break? I mean, they hate these things. We found that out in Season 1. They really do detest these kind of breaks. It always seems to break their momentum. And they had that momentum in the game, which we talk about the big M. It's often used in different games as well as Battlefield 4, but it's very important in Battlefield 4 because of the way that it carries you to the next level. And they could have ended with 84 caps, right? 84 tickets right now.
Yeah.
They're not going to end with that, surely.
I think from the start, it's very rare to see someone be able to just maintain the same points. If they start in the usual spawns, which I assume they will, generally there'll be a 2-to-1 cap with a chance of a turnover. So that will be chipped away at. It will be turned over. It will get closer. So I don't know which way this is going to go. I think Epsilon need to focus, stay cool, calm and collected, and play like the top team they are.
All right, thank you. Let's head back to the commentary team. I believe the players are ready for the restart of Zavod. And remember, it is the first half. 84-14, Epsilon leading.
Thank you for that, Red Eye and Pansy. And yeah, this is going to be interesting. It really is. Obviously, a little bit of a break, maybe a little bit of frustrations. And the thing is, you kind of just said before we came back on air that this seems to always happen to Epsilon.
Yeah, they don't have any luck, do they? It seems to be a regular occurrence for them. They are the cursed team, it seems. This is going to be really annoying for Planetkey. This was their map, this is their pick, and it hasn't gone well at all. C was instantly cut open by Horik, got the first kill, opened up what is in most cases one of the hardest flags to attack, and that just went over on a 1v1. And really, that signaled how that round was going to go. Where they had success, they overwhelmed in most cases, and that took time. On the other side, Epsilon were able, on the outside, pick up kills all the time. They were confident in that, and it reflected in their individual scores. And David, actually, David and Horik, even though they're not picking up like the big kills all the time, they are the ones who were getting the important ones on flag captures. And that's something about David and Horik. They won't get mass amount of kills, but they're dependable to get the important ones at the right time.
Looks like we'll be getting back underway here in just a few seconds, so we can drop in a game in just a second. And right now, obviously, with a little bit of a mishap that we had, they will be starting this one back up. And if we see, obviously, the side of PKD drop to 136 tickets, they will have lost out on the first half. But likewise, if we see Epsilon drop below 66, they will have lost out in the first half. And honestly, like we were saying before, we're expecting Epsilon to be able to have this one here, and let's see how they do kick this one off. Obviously, just going for more of a standard start. And I want to see, what are Planetkey Dynamics going to do in the beginning? They have taken on the wall yet again, and Outsiders trying to give them the information, throwing out the nades, trying to connect with someone and stop this push onto this B flag, but I'm going to find out if any of those are going to connect, and it looks like they haven't, unfortunately, just yet, but it's a 1-to-1 cap. B is still being contested, hasn't gone either side just yet. And A, we have Jared pick up a kill onto David, so that's going to be A, maybe locked down here as Horik does head down towards the backside. Remember, this is his flag, and if he can pick up this kill, he can stop this and give him some sort of a lead, but as you can see, Planetkey Dynamics picking up an early 2-1, and this is not looking in Epsilon's way so far.
They're very close to white. 4-man down on B. The spawns are coming in random, all above A and around, and it's just Jera trying to just cause a nuisance.
And spot him out though, right there.
Yeah, but this is exactly what Planetkey need. This is like, this is what they need to start chipping away, but they need to be careful here. A great start can still be frustrated by just a handful of kills near C, and that's where Epsilon are going to be putting a lot of their focus.
Well, Nosey going to be watching this underpass here, waiting for anyone to push in through it. But again, they haven't lost a single ticket. I mean, we're probably going to start that change up a little bit here as you see Outsider and Tom get taken down, so they will have to respawn in. But C's being capped over, A is being capped over for the side of Epsilon, or not Epsilon, sorry, PKD. So it will be a 2-to-1, but this time finally going in Epsilon's favor. Remember, they only have to work with 14 tickets to get them down to 136 is going to be that threshold for them to lock down the victory in the first half, but they've lost out on quite a few tickets already.
Yeah, and it's definitely a great start for Planetkey, and this is what they needed in the first start, and they're getting it now, and it's starting to look a little bit brighter. They can do this.
30 down from 84 to 54 tickets too. Like, that is a huge difference between these two teams, and Epsilon, they're starting to slowly slip away here, and it obviously could still go Planetkey Dynamics' favor, but they don't have that many tickets to kind of use or bleed away anymore, as they're down to only 3 left, and that will be Epsilon. Looks like gaining control. Actually, no, sorry, not gaining control. Planetkey Dynamics using 5 people to defend onto that. But Duke gonna get the back spawn here. It looks like Nosey will be the man to spot him out. Knows what's happening. He won't pick up the kill just yet. And he won't even pick up the frag right there. But he needs something here. He needs to stop from getting that cap, as it has been neutralized finally. They have 3 tickets still yet to work with. He will eventually get the kill. He will stop that and get it back for himself. Actually, no, that will be Horik coming from the backside. Picks up the flag, looking for the kill. He will drop, though. Big play coming in from Nosey, but they have 1 ticket left to work with. And now let's see what happens. If they can bleed any more away from Epsilon. And it looks like they, in fact, will not be able to. So that will be 108, I believe it was, right there. And that is, let me try to do math real quick, 42 down. So 42 tickets actually is what they're going to end at, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, it's a brilliant start for Planetkey there. It really did help that they were able to get that B and C straight off the bat. But more importantly, that harassment out at A from Jared. Jared did a great job there. It was a 1v1. And like I said before, they weren't able to rely on those 1v1s before. They went all their way there, and it helped.
Well, right now, I'm just trying to wait for the official wording on that, on what the exact number was.
Yeah, I'm not good at maths.
Yeah, I tried doing math, and doing it on air as well in my head without even using paper kind of makes things a little bit more difficult, but it's around the 40 mark. But the point is, even if we're not exactly right on the exact number, we know it's around the 40s, and that is PKD cutting the lead that Epsilon had in half. Like, that is a huge thing for them. That has to be a big morale boost. Obviously, you don't win the first half, but, you know, you make it that much more attainable.
Oh, definitely. They really did very good at that start. And like I was saying, as soon as it becomes within grass, then you can relax a little bit more. If it's so far away, like 98 tickets, it's just kind of like, it's too daunting in a way.
You go into a mindset, you know, a defeatist mindset, like 100 tickets, how the hell are we going to come back from that? And you can't do that when you're going to be obviously playing at the highest level. And it looks like just waiting for the teams to get everything set up here so we can get it live with the second half. But, you know, PKD, they played a lot better that time. And obviously they did lose it in the end, but they played more as a team. It seems like what they played, if they played that style, obviously in the you know, earlier, I think they could have actually won the first half. I really do.
If they'd had that start, yeah, they would have done a lot better. But that isn't the start they got, and it was one at Horic initially was able to get that kill, opened up that C flag, and we've seen how many people were thrown at that C flag later into that game. That is the graveyard of many teams. They throw in so many players, and if one player can just come in, get a quick kill, and just walk in and capture it, that's a coup there, and that's one that really helped Epsilon just like maintain such a strong lead.
I would love to see a heat map from every competitive game we've done within the ESL 1 series and see where people die. And there's probably this bright red, if you can even think of a brighter color than that, right around that C flag. I mean, that's very true. And, you know, there's never a lot of action happening on it. If there is, it's always one person typically. It's always that C flag, and it's because it's so hard to break it down if you get control of it, and that's why teams value it so highly, because you can dig down in there, you can control whether or not they can get in, you can attack from so many different directions. But obviously, you know, like Dignitas, for instance, for me, they're one of the few teams that can hold C for an entire game if they try. Like, they are one of the hardest teams to move away from that flag. Yeah,
no, Fnatic also do a really good job at holding that C flag. But the thing about A makes it such a difficult flag to maintain. So many angles. People don't defend A by sitting in the flag. They let someone come in to start capping it. Then they come and try and kill them because it's so difficult to even try and hang around wait. The spawns are so regular and around it, but it's only a matter of time until someone spawns right behind you and just shoots you.
And the thing is, it's also very far away from B, so if you're trying to back someone up on your team, it's a long run. It's a lot of time. You can't really afford to spend that time, obviously, jogging over towards that flag. But it looks like things have been fixed there. Looks like they will be switching sides finally. So that means we'll have Epsilon over on the US side and PKD over on the Russian. And what's your thoughts on this one? Do you think 42 tickets is attainable? Do you think PKD, if they come into this one with the half or with the style they did just previously, do you think they can come back from this lead or this deficit?
Yeah, but they need a strong start.
True. Very true.
In the rules we use, 150 tickets, you know, Epsilon still have quite a strong lead, and Epsilon can afford a bad start, but the same cannot be said about Planetkey. They need a very strong start. They need control of either B or C straight off the bat. That A flag is always suspect and gets turned quickly. They need to impose their will on that B and C flag straight away.
All right, we're kicking things off here in the second half of the first map of our second game of the day. Now between Planetkey Dynamics and Epsilon. And Epsilon, like I said before, on the US side, they're going to cap over C. The wall actually won't be taken down here right away. Just to say it, they have to take the wall down. That is the caster's curse here. But they will pick up a kill or two, and this looks like it might go PKD's way if they can use this one man over towards that west side. It's going to be seen, trying to hold on, trying to give him that vision, and maybe give him that control of the flag. Because right now it's a 1-to-1 hold. But that will be B, finally capped out for Epsilon, so they're going to get the early start here, but they've lost out on C because look at this. PKD somehow got behind him because we saw Epsilon get so aggressive over towards this A flag. Unozi picking up one kill. If he can get the second one to Horic, this is going to be huge.
Yeah, I'm looking over at A as well. That is an important one right now. Horic and David. And Unozi once again up in that area. And while this is going on, PKD have already taken B and C, and this is a great hold for them if they can make this a trip cap.
Well, they are picking up kills left and right. It looks like we will have Nosy finally get taken down, but they get the control of B and C. And we saw at the second part of that first half how good they did at holding on to this. They didn't lose a single ticket for about 45 seconds to a minute into it. All right, now let's see if they can do it again. Outsider going to be watching the underpass here. Asterix still destroying as many walls as he possibly can here. But look at this. Epsilon, they're going for a hit on a C here, and I don't think PKD has enough men here to stop this.
No, it comes down to rotations right now, and there's 2 guys from Planetkey just hanging out on B. They need to be able to rotate a lot quicker. They're finally realizing that, but maybe at too much of a cost here. They might lose out on C for a very sloppy rotation.
The thing is, they're still maintaining for a little bit longer. They're getting the revives in. Epsilon getting up very, very quickly from this, and it looks like it will be Epsilon getting control of this C flag in just a few seconds as everyone does drop. See, this is the one thing to me right here, and actually, I'm curious about your thoughts. Instead of this is what they did. They sent everyone there except Tom over towards the C flag, but they could have sent someone towards A to back cap, and I'm actually curious why they didn't go that route.
Because the C flag is so important, and it's willing to. Both teams are willing to throw in everyone to try and get that. But who wins? The team that had the most players there, which was Epsilon, because they didn't have someone sitting there defending the B flag, which is what happened with Planetkey. That guy should have went straight to A, like you're saying. And if you're going to throw that many people in C, that's great. But why defend a flag? It's so far behind enemy lines, behind your line. Sorry.
Right now, we do have that 2-to-1 hold picked back up here by PKD. They're actually winning in tickets so far. Remember that threshold, though, is 42 tickets. So I'm going to see a lot more to work with for both sides. And we're going to see the respawns come in. We're going to see that 1-on-2 here. Actually, it's going to get taken down. That one will be Tom here looking for the second kill. He even gets the revive, or at least the respawn top. It gets the kill to Horik. They're going to maintain control of B here, but they've lost A, or they lost C more important, or no, A more importantly. And they're trying to go back into it. David trying to defend on this. Looks for the first man. He won't pick up the kill just yet. He will get taken down. Finally, in a 1-for-1 trade, but the revive should come in. And look at this. Epsilon committing 2 or 3 more men back towards his flag. And Jared's in the perfect spot. Takes down another man. That is going to be Duke being dropped right there. And that will be A picked up for the side of PKD. And it looks like that control back in their favor.
Yeah, definitely, but it's a risky flag to put so much effort into A. They really need to stop poking in at C, and you're already seeing that with eNosy. If he gets Marsu, and he does, there you go, that C flag is going over. But you see, Epsilon is just always on the attack here. They're going for that B flag, but yeah, Planetkey are looking a lot tighter here.
They are. They're playing like a well-oiled machine so far, and I wonder how long they can keep this up, because they're going to have a tri-cap here, and we need to see Epsilon respond to this. They're sending a couple men through the underpass, trying to get over towards that C flag. They're going to have one man, David, work towards the A, as we do see Outsider get taken down, and here we go. If PKD can hold on to this, they can eat away at this, not this giant lead, but this modest lead that Epsilon has been able to pick up. It's 42 tickets, and Nosy sit inside the tank. We'll pick up the first one, looking for Marsu over towards the side. We'll spot him out, get taken down, though. And that should be, if Marsu can stay alive, or maybe get a revive in, a cap over for Epsilon, but they don't pick it up. But either way, they're going to go for a cap on a B at the same time.
And Jarrett getting the kill on David 2K, opening up that A flag, and this could be another trip cap, Jason. This is looking really good for Planetkey all of a sudden.
And right now, I mean, this is kind of what our thoughts were, that Planetkey can upset Epsilon. This could be the major upset that we've seen, or that we will potentially see in Group A. But Tom with the rotates, they seem to be communicating so damn well here. We've seen 117 to 68 tickets. They're showing no sign of stopping. Yeah, they will lose B. They will have Jared, though, who's honestly, he has found the way to counter Horik, and he is playing this so damn well. If he can pick up this kill, which he in fact will do, they will maintain control of it, and he is outplaying. It seems like Epsilon by himself here, at least towards that A flag. Yeah,
great job on him. He's playing very much like Horik, but whoever's on the flag is always at the disadvantage. You always know the kind of area he's going to be in, and that's why Jared was able to get the kill on Horik like that. But let's not take away, he also took out David as well. But this flag hold is a precarious one. C is great, and it's where you pivot on, but that A flag is so difficult to hold, and it's been reflected right now as Epsilon's already crowding it.
Let's see what Jared does do here. He will lose the flag, at least guaranteed, but he might be able to pick up a couple of kills. And right now, actually, PKD are in the lead if we subtract the 42 tickets from their scoreboard. And Jared, he will spot the man out. He won't get the kill. I believe and knows he was able to pick that up. And he will get the cap on A. They pick up the 2 kills. In the meantime, they're losing control of C here as Duke was able to push in and get the kill onto Outsider. And we do see Epsilon get the wipe over towards the B flag. So Epsilon finally able to get the 2-1. But now, PKD, take a breath here. Need to take some time and work on the new strategy to take a flag back here. What do you think they're going to hit? Are they going to go for B, or are they going to go for that voluptuous C flag?
I kind of got a feeling Planetkey here are going to stop becoming a bit reckless and just start throwing people at this C flag, no matter what happens. And yeah, I think they need to start moving a bit more quickly, but I don't think they want to.
Look at Scene, though. They have kept the flag over. They've gotten C. They have A, and Scene is just kind of... He's not being seen. He's staying hidden. And Marsu, he's trying to cap the flag, but he must realize that there's someone there. You're going to sit inside the tank, trying to pick up some kills here as they do start to cap it over. Scene, he is still alive. He's still sitting down here. He's actually stalling the cap over. In the meantime, A going to be picked up on the side of Horik here as Tom is over there to defend against it. And we will have Epsilon get wiped out at the C flag. If Jared can pick up this kill right now, this would be huge, but he gets taken down. And look at this, 40 tickets to go on the side of Epsilon. PKD are so close at picking up this first map here in this best of 3. But let's see if they can do it. Scene picks up the kill. He's in a 1-on-2 here. He gets the revive on a Jared, so it's a 2v2 now. But it will be Scene dropping. And Jared, if he can hold on to this, this is going to be major for him. If he even gets a revive in, or at least looks for it. And he will be able to get the flank around. David, he has to get these kills. He's the last man in the squad. Look at this. 96 to 36 tickets. This very well could happen.
Yeah, Outsider getting a mass amount of kills onto that push at C. They lined up for him and he smashed them down. And right now, he knows and this is Planetkey coming forward. They know they've got the trip cap. They're ahead in this game. And they're just trying to contain what's left of Epsilon at A and just buy time to get the spawns and defend the C flag.
Look at this. They're running as fast as they possibly can towards the C flag. Tom can he hold on to this. He's in a perfect position. Picks up the headshot on Horik. Looking for number 2. He will pick it up on a Duke. Wow. And he has shut down that push, at least the most part, onto the C flag. At least bought time. And now David is going to be a 1-on-4. He will take down the first man here, but I'm not really going to expect him to take out anything more than that. But he has actually, with the help of his teammates, stopped the push. And it's going to be at least neutralized. No, it actually won't be neutralized because there's enough men from both sides. And it looks like Epsilon will finally get the neutralization on the flag. But they're going to lose on A in the meantime. And now, 93 tickets to 11. This could happen here, Zavod. We could be seeing this upset right now. And PKD turning things around so damn much from the first half are looking flawless.
Yeah, and it all comes down to that Planetkey now. You know, not panic, not get too reckless, and that's what I'm worried that they're going to do here. They need to play smart. They don't need to do anything crazy. They just need to get the kills and make sure the revives don't come in.
A perfect play and picks up 2 major kills right there. They need some momentum boost. Jera, he's going to be in a 1-on-1. If he gets this, this is going to be huge. He's going to be able to get the 2-1 back for his team. He knows the man's right around the corner. He even has Sing from the side. He will look for the first kill, but he won't take it. His teammate will get taken down as well. And just as you called, they're playing reckless. They're losing their lead. Remember, 42 is that threshold, and they're only 30 tickets away from this.
Yeah, and Horik's doing that role of doing so much damage at A and getting the capture. And like I'm saying, Planetkey don't need to get the captures to win. They just need to make sure that they keep this as close as possible. And right now, they're just throwing people at flags.
All right, now we see Tom going to spot out Horik. We'll pick up the kill. That will be A capped over B. Going to be picked over for the side of PKD as well. Actually, Tom not getting it just yet. Throwing out the grenades. There's going to be a man right around the corner from him. He will spot out, pick up the kill as well to David. That is a shutdown. It's a 2-1 hold now in favor of PKD. Can they keep this alive? 8 tickets left to go. A's been capped over. B's been capped over. And we need to see Planetkey do something here. Epsilon as well. They need to hold on to this. They need to maintain their caps, but they're not going to get B. They will be able to get A here. But look at this. Enough men on the side of PKD can rotate to C. There's no one even there for the side of Epsilon.
It's the rush
3
for C
tickets.
Now. Rush for C, and this is their last chance. They're going to have to hold spawns as well. And this is where it gets dangerous. Planetkey can just throw men into that C flag, and there you go. They're going to get the capture here.
Oh, and 2 tickets left to go. It looks like Epsilon, like you said, will lock that one down, but PKD, they need 2 more kills. And look at that. Like I said, Epsilon cannot go for the respawns. Tom jumping straight down. Will pick up 1 kill, looking for the second one. He won't pick it up, but he's forcing the respawns back in. Asherik's has come in. Now 1 man left to go here, as we're seeing the kills still coming on the side of PKD. They're looking to do this. There's only Horik and Marsu live. 50 tickets remaining on the side of PKD. Actually, only about 7 now, as they have only 42, 45 to 1 now. They need to get something. The C flag has been neutralized, and Epsilon cannot respawn in, but it knows he gets taken down. 44 tickets to 1, 2 more tickets to work with here. And what is going to happen? Seeing the last man in the squad, he almost gets sniped, but he picks up the kill. He's going to get it with 1 ticket left. He will get the cap, and Planetkey Dynamics by 1 ticket pull out the first map.
He's got a rubber
chicken
as well.
The luck chart for
rubber
him.
Chicken. That's how you know you've won a game, because the rubber chicken comes out.
That was phenomenal play. That came down to the very end. It came down to the respawns. It came down to that last potential knife, but it was 1v1. And Scene, I believe that was, coming out for his team. And you can see the side of Epsilon, they are not happy with that. That is not what they expected to happen, especially when they had that 70 ticket lead in the first half. And then we had the unfortunate, crash of the server. But then, the thing is, obviously, you're an experienced team. You're an experienced team. Like, you should be able to work around that. It shouldn't really be able to hit you that hard. But, Epsilon, it seems like they're an emotional team. And when stuff like that happens, they either spiral out of control or they can rise up. And right there, PKD getting the better of them.
Just on the faces of those Epsilon guys, that is absolute pure anger from their side. They really thought they had that game.
I think we did as well in the beginning.
Everyone did. And that just got pulled away from them. And Planetkey just didn't give up.
92% of the people out there thought they did.
Yeah, well, there's still at least 2 more maps, so we'll have to wait and see. But man, Planetkey are looking ready to go. They just want to play straight away, and Epsilon, you already seen, are not feeling that. They are mad as hell.
I mean, again, talking about the high you get out of situations just like that. You can talk about everything clicking perfectly, but to be at the brink of a loss in the first map, but also a brink of a win at the same time, 1 ticket separated this. And we saw, obviously, last season, so many close games. And to think we'd see them in the groups as well right now with it just kicking things off, the second game of the day is really intense. And as you can see, the final tick going to be coming in here. And Epsilon, they look like they realize they're going to lose out in this one, but they're trying to, take the flag back. PKD, you can look at them. Look how close they are to the screen. They are so into this. And then they realize, in that last split moment, they're going to get the victory. Look at that. And Epsilon, they just look like ghosts. They look, I want to say pissed, which honestly they probably are, but they look like they can't believe it.
David is pretty much doing being the angry for the rest of the team. Duke just poking his head out there to, probably just say, we got a bit unlucky there, This is the thing. Horik was getting really, really frustrated.
He was shut down that game.
Yeah, he really was, and I think that's kind of really shown. He looked really, really worried to the end of that. I think he still is. He looks a bit shaky. They need to forget it. It doesn't matter. It happened. It's gone. They need to get ready for Shanghai, and this is their map pick. They came out gun blazing, really controlled the pace in the first round, but it was the second round that went wrong. But Siege will be good for them. I think this is a map that they've done very well in the past.
Well, we'll see if they do it yet again here, and obviously we're going to have over on the US side PKD. He will be arming himself up with that engineer class, and we will see the side of Epsilon on the Chinese team here. And Siege of Shanghai is a map we didn't see played often because of the the weird spawn at that B flag for the Chinese side, but that's been fixed. It's been more of a balanced map, and actually a map that I really enjoy seeing.
Yeah, it was the final map in the best of 5.
Yeah, it was.
The last one.
It was.
It was. It's the map that doesn't really get banned out, or it didn't at the time, and now has started to get a lot of play in Season 2. It's a map that Epsilon have done very, very well on, and mainly because of their harassment at the C flag. They get onto this upper balcony at C, and with that, they're able to, delay the inevitable flag capture and just keep it ticking over a lot longer. And that upper balcony control, you're going to see a lot of that. And Epsilon have done very well in the past. The B flag, obviously, over at the Wreckage, as it's called, this flag is obviously going to be the hinge for everything. This is the flag everyone's going to want as much as possible. This is where you can pivot your defense, basically. And it is like in the C flag in Zavod, is where everyone will throw the majority of the players if they can. Though, one of those flags that you'll probably see a lot of sneaky play on, where you'll probably see Jera and Horik battling over quite a bit, just trying to get the game a bit more chaotic, a bit more fast-moving, and hopefully from that impose some order and hopefully get a new 2-flag cap somewhere.
Well, right now, they're not getting just 2. They're going for the 3. They're going for the whole shebang here. They will lose out on A, unfortunately for them, as they did get taken down there, but they get the BC hold. They're maintaining control of B, but look at this. Only one man's there. They need those respawns in as quick as possible, but seeing, giving them information from the side, spotting them out, then know, hey, some guys are coming, even pick up a kill for himself on the Marsu. Might get a second, he in fact does lock that one down. And look at this, Epsilon, 2 men left alive, and this gives PKD all the time in the world to set up exactly where they want to, and not to mention maybe pick up a 3 cap here. They're winning here in this first half so far.
Yeah, they need to be careful. He knows he's in a very critical position. A brilliant play from outside, shutting down David as he pushes out, giving Scene more time to just get this capture complete, and they might actually pull this one off. It's being held down by Horik, doing a great job here, and gets the kills, and finally, takes away the threat of a trip cap. But man, yeah, Planetkey are waking up here big time.
The thing is that they're not letting Horik play his game. They're not letting him be that man to rotate around, flank, and pick up, these easy flag caps. And with that, Epsilon just seem to be a little bit lost. They seem to not know, really where to go. I mean, obviously, they've played throughout all the cups, all the groups with this style. And when they can't play their own style, they are struggling.
Yeah, and finally, Epsilon are putting a lot of effort into this B flag here. They've been shut down out of C, but persistence is paying off for them, and B is the flag they need, and eventually they clean up the defenders on it. But you can already see Planetkey switching up, rotating quickly, and this is something we didn't really see in the previous map.
Yeah, let's see how that does work out from obviously 121 to 105 tickets. Tom gonna pick up the kill onto Horik right there. Again, forcing him back, and look at this Scene taken down. I believe it was 2, if I'm not mistaken, right there, over towards that A flag, and it's allowed Jora to even rotate in, but they get the 2-1 still. Duke going for that random respawn towards C, and if you're in Epsilon's shoes right now, what's the plan? What do they have to do? If they realize Hork is being shut down, how do they adapt?
They need to get a 1v1 somewhere and then get a pick, then push in and take a flag. Right now, C is the flag they really probably want, but they need to be careful. If they can get the kills, they can take any flag, but right now, Epsilon are just getting shut down. I don't even know what to say, what they could do better. They're holding the most important flag, but that's holding back a player, so they're always getting... They're never overwhelming a flag. They're holding people back, and it's painful right now. They're not getting any grips anywhere.
It seems like there's constant fire on the side of PKD, and Epsilon are forced to just duck behind anything they possibly can to really hold on, and Hork will pick up another kill, get into, maybe get the third as well to really open up that A flag, but hasn't gotten it. They will get C, though. They picked up the kill on a C, just like you were saying right there really quickly, and they will get the 2-1 back, so they can finally calm down a little bit, you know, and they get control of the situation. But you know, here's the question: how quickly, if at all, can PKD turn this around?
Well, if Marsu can keep getting kills like that in the center of the map, then for quite a while, but that is a cap happening over at B, but finally the kills are starting to come in for Epsilon. But there you go, Marsu goes down in the trade room. This opens up this B flag quite a lot, and also means that that C flag is vulnerable as well. And Planetkey here are just the aggressors, and this is something we definitely didn't see much of in the last map.
And they're doing exactly what Epsilon isn't doing, like you're saying. They are overwhelming. Messy. They are overwhelming these flags, and messy. I think that is a perfect word to sum this one up right now. But either way, PKD, they're playing the messy game better. They're playing this chaotic kind of style to their advantage. They're thriving in this chaos. And Epsilon, you know, without the order, they are struggling to do anything. Down 43 tickets now, and they are still dying left and right. Let's look at the kills, 27 to 28. This is a bloodbath between these two teams. No one really with an amazing KDA just yet from either team, but everyone is playing so damn well.
Yeah, definitely. And David pulling in a lot of impressive kills for him and really helping capture a lot of these flags. Finally, Epsilon break through the center, get the B flag by just brute force. Nothing fancy about it. They just came in all guns blazing. And finally, they've kind of isolated Planetkey down the bottom here. But with that, the spawns are coming up. And they're so aggressive that as soon as they come forward like that and they get cut off, instantly all their flags are to play for. And they're on the back foot again.
Seen playing with, I believe that's a Duke right there for a little bit. Even Duke forcing the respawn in. And that's actually not a great job for them, or at least a great job by Scene to really force the extra spawn in there. But right now they're being shut down at B. They haven't been able to get the full respawns in. And now we're seeing something out of PKD that you kind of, you know, pointed at towards the end of that first half, or that second half on Zavod. They're seeming to just throw people at flags, not spawning as a group and really working towards a cap together.
Yeah, I think they see the lead they have and they just get so confident in the way that everything's going, and then it starts to go against them. But really, what I'm seeing here is Epsilon doing the same thing. They had really good rotations at one point, and then all of a sudden they're just like all over the place, just looking for the kills but not for the flag capture.
Right now, 79 to 52 tickets. C is going to be capped over, it looks like, for the side of PKD and the help of Jera. You know, actually, I want to point this out. Jera, to me, has kind of been the MVP for the team. He was the one to really hold on and control A on Zavod, and he's doing it yet again here, but obviously towards C this time. He's being that nuisance that Hork always seems to, you know, have the ability to do here. And right now, Marsu will be defending B. He'll be taking down him and Hork, and this will be a B cap over the side of PKD, and they will maintain the CB hold, the most ideal, at least in my opinion, on this map. And let's see how long they can really do it, though, because 45 tickets remain for Epsilon. That's not a lot left to work with.
No, not at all. And you know what? Planetkey have just had so much success on this B flag, I feel, and they managed to hold it for a bit longer. Hork, though, got a very good spawn that could upset this, and if he can come down, there you go. Wow. That's the thing about spawns on B. You know where that defender's always going to be, so if you get a good spawn on him, you're always going to get the jump.
Right now, he's got one. Look for the second one for grenades, and it looks like his teammate Ashrix will pick up the kill, so they'll get B back. They're starting to claw their way back, so they pick up 4 consecutive kills very quickly. And they're going to claw away at this lead. This is going to come down to the wire, I feel like. Yeah, they have a 30-ticket lead right now, but I feel like we're going to see sub-10-ticket lead for either team.
Yeah, this map really does come down to it quite close, unless one team breaks. And to be honest, I think we almost seen Epsilon come to that breaking point at one point. They brought it back, but it was close. Planetkey, I feel, got a bit sloppy there. But this is the hold every team wants. That A and B, it's a very good one to hold. And yeah, Epsilon here are masters of it, and I think that's what they're going to try and go for.
All right, now they've been able to hold this for quite a long time. They even get a couple of respawns, and yeah, they get taken out towards A, and it looks like that will be the push out of Scene. He will be all by himself or the A flag, though. Duke will be coming around from the side. He's actually maybe going to push into the C flag. We'll spot one man out. We'll pick up the kill in the window room. We'll spot out the second, right behind all of them, but he doesn't get the kill. He gets the tag, but not in the end, and he gets taken down to Marsu. playing a little hectic here, just trying to spot out someone, trying to get a little bit of vision. And B, well, it looks like it will be maintained on the side of PKD. There's even a tri-cap coming in. The last man in the squad was Marsu for a split second there. But now 27 seconds to go. I feel like 1 or 2 final pushes from Epsilon is all they have left.
Yeah, Marsu playing very smart, not giving away his position there. That's going to be important. But over A, Scene managed to break through, get 2 kills and the flag capture. And Tom with a brilliant defense securing that A flag. And this could be the end of this round. And right now, Planetkey are just stepping it up.
Hort getting taken out. Marsu again, the last man standing. It seems like he's been that for his team a good majority of this game, but he's still sitting in the back of B, like you were saying. B is capped over. That's a tri-cap. And that now means David and Duke have to cap something over. But I feel like this is going to be a 49 ticket lead coming out of PKD in the first half.
Yeah, I think we can have a bit of a smug smile when we were saying that we think Planetkey
we could go walk out and talk to Pansy and Red Eye and be like, oh, who do you guys think was going to win?
Yeah.
Yeah, we expected something different. But again, you know, it all comes down to Epsilon's mindset, I feel like. I feel like they're collapsing on themselves. And I see, you know, really trying to look in quickly or, you know, intently at what Epsilon look like. And you can see the complete difference. It's night and day between these two teams. And they're talking, and you can just feel it. I'm just looking at the screen. They're like, guys, we can do this. We're dominating this game. We have this. Let's win it.
Yeah, 49 tickets in a game where you start with 150 tickets. Yeah, Enosi and Scene did really, really well. But at the end there, Tom managed to get that too, and clinching that A flag and really holding out. If anything, you know, Duke, who's a real strong player for them, at one point in that game, yeah, obviously he finished a 9 for 12. He was 2 for 7 at the midpoint in that game. And a player who you see do very, really well just didn't really materialize. And once again, Marsu and David, 2 guys you can always rely on to come in important moments. And I think Marsu is one of those players that kind of gets hidden in the kind of deck sometimes. He's really good,
right.
But you don't hear about him as much as, say, Duke or,
he doesn't pull off the amazing plays like you see, you know, Duke picking up 3-4 kills, but he's the guy that's always holding flags in like one-on-1, one-on-2 positions. And it's like you're saying, you don't really see that. It's kind of in the shadows, but it makes you win games. Yeah,
and he was one of the most important players in UMAV back in the day. And you kind of, like you're saying, we've got you players like... at the time, he's played with the likes of like Mayek and Duke PT, and those are the names you hear, and you're like, yeah, they're going to come out and get all the kills. But the hardcore players, all the pro players, they know how good Marsu is. But maybe he's not one of those ones that maybe the general public are aware of. But he is so dangerous.
That's one of the deadly ones. When the public and doesn't even realize it, and you don't really see that. But all the pro players know it. Like that's gotta feel good. I mean, either way though, we will be kicking off, I believe, here in just a few seconds. We are live here underway with the second half. Remember, PKD up 49 tickets at the end of that first one.
Massive.
And we're gonna have the side swap. Epsilon gonna be on the US side, and PKD over on the Chinese side. We're gonna have the early A and B cap here. We can drop you probably in the game here, and let's see how PKD are gonna go about this. Let's see if they can hold on to this lead, or if they will falter.
Yeah, and Marsu first dead and the bleed straight over the Planetkey, and this is what they want. They don't even have to go for kills here. They just need to go for the flag capture and keep it going, and that's what they're really going to go for. And right now, not the best of start, but you start off taking away 10 tickets immediately. And right now, what have Epsilon got? They have 41 tickets to play for now.
Well, let's see if they can do anything about this. And it's gonna be a tough one for Epsilon, but I've seen them come back from this. I've seen them come back from worse positions than this. They definitely have the capability of doing it, but the question is their mindset there? Are they prepared for it? And right now, Horik, that's the man, in my opinion, we need to see start getting going. Yes, you know, David and Duke are big players, big key players for the team to pick up these kills, but Horik, he's integral to how their strategy works. Without him, they fall apart, it seems, and that's what we've seen within, you know, Zavod and already the first half in Siege of Shanghai. Yeah,
Marsu is just such a good player. He picked out Jarrett there when he was going into B. That would have been an easy capture for them there, and he caught him out through the smoke, and that was absolutely brilliant play. Once again, the most important plays are coming out of him right now for Epsilon.
Right now, they're going to need quite a few more of them if they want to have hopes of taking this back and taking it to map number 3, because right now, PKD have the 2-1 hold. Tickets pretty damn even, but remember, they have, like you said, that 49 ticket lead to work with, and they have to do something about it. And we're going to see PKD get taken on quite a bit here. And Scene, the big man for them, obviously, in the last half, really picking up the kills when they needed it, getting some respawns on top of him, trying to work in towards this A flag he's been able to do so many times. But his teammate Tom will be taking down Horik, playing the more of a defensive role this game, and he actually will pick up 2, so he will maintain A here for a split second. He picks up a 3rd one, and he won't get the 4th, and that will be the shutdown. So that will be A capped over finally. Meantime, though, C's being capped over for the side of Epsilon here. or at least was.
Yeah, and Planetkey here need to be a bit careful because holding the C flag like this is great, but one guy gets on that balcony, he can really just harass it forever, and it's and Planetkey here could get a bit complacent, but they have such a strong lead. But right now, Epsilon do have the stronghold of A and B, but there are people breaking through all the time, and once again, it's Scene and Jera.
All right, now David picking up a big kill, actually picking up 2 big kills with the grenades right there on the A flag. He will hold it, and then will be C picked up by the side of PKD, or at least maintained yet again. But B being cut over a little bit, and Jera, you talked about him and Marsu earlier. Marsu was able to get the better of him, but it seems like Jera has been able to get the better of him this time, at least turn things around. But he's trying to cap over B, he's trying to hold on to this, maybe wait for a respawn or 2, but he's being naded to hell. Gets taken down, look at this, full collapse onto them. 4 men die on PKD, and Epsilon, they are not messing around.
No, Epsilon know what they have to do here. They need to keep this hold of A and B and just poke at C whenever they can. They get the kills, they get the flag. But right now, they need to just hold fast and try and just take this lead away. And they can't give away a single kill. They cannot give away a single ticket. They do not have that many to play with. Very
true. And right now, you need to see Scene do something here. It's been relatively quiet here in this second half. We'll take down Marsu, but we'll be jumped right after. He's currently 4 and 5. So again, not the best of starts, and a nosy will now being dropped as well, and Jared comes in, will get the kill, get the revives as well. That's huge for them, and now they will have a 2 push back, maybe even 3 onto this A flag, but Epsilon immediately responding. They're there at the perfect time and the perfect strategy, and completely counter this, gonna pick up the kills and stop this push. Duke picking up 2 as well. I believe over towards that C flag, maybe even a 3rd with the pistol. He's already picked up 2 with it, and he's looking for it. He hasn't gotten it just yet, but he has stalled. He has killed 2, and he's forced, PKD to send more men back there, but they've gotten the AC hold.
Yeah, they've got what they needed, but, Duke did what he could, tied down 2 at C, but they didn't make much of it elsewhere, and Planetkey now overcommitted to that C flag, and they just got wiped today. That's 2 down straight away, and it all comes down to Planetkey just being smart. Like I said, they don't need to go for the flag captures here, get the kills, and make sure they don't get revived. And as long as there's not a trip gap against them, they will win this map.
Well, right now, they are maintaining control of C here. They have lost A and B. Epsilon are getting ever so closer to holding this one down. But you can see the 5-man squad as a line working down towards the B flag. Asterix will be dropped here, and then we'll get the respawns in. Now David, well, he'll be dropped as well. So finally, PKD making a good move here. They have that man advantage, and Horik, let's see if he can finally step up first team. Let's see if he can finally pick up a kill or 2, and he will spot 1 man out, but he immediately dies again, and Epsilon almost getting squad wiped with PKD losing no one.
Yeah, and that's going to be, this is it, really. Planetkey, get kills, no revives, that's a ticket gone. They've got like 5, 6, 7 tickets to work with. No, 8, no, less. It's just dropping so fast because they're just getting murdered everywhere. Planetkey are just playing with them right now.
103 to 67. Epsilon still have about 60 tickets to work with, a little bit less than that, but still, that is not a lot. And if they drop below that 49 ticket threshold, they will have dropped out and actually be forced into the losers bracket, which I never really expected to, kind of say this early on. I mean, kind of expected PKD to do it, but not in 2 maps. That's the thing that's really, catching me off guard. But they're going to get B back here unless Jared can do something amazing. And, well, nades, they won't allow that to happen. So AB, back for Epsilon. And they have that 5-man push, leaving A open completely. I think they finally realized that Asterix is going to head back, but he's not looking at the right man just yet.
Yeah, and Planetkey, they just need to be not too reckless. They're going for like 1v1s every so often around A and C, which is kind of what they need. And it's causing the response at Epsilon to always send 2 people out to these flags. And I think that Planetkey are reading that, catching them on the rotations, and then just holding that bleed and keeping it ticking over.
Asterix, a little bit of a misthrow on that nade, but we'll get the second one in there. And I feel like they have to get this A flag here. They have to get this push because they're losing B right now. They're going to get potentially tri-capped here. Outsider will drop, so they will get control of A in just a few seconds. But, well, they lost B, and this gives some time for respawns. But look at this. Horik and Duke trying to go for the push on a C from the opposite side of the map right now, from the northwest side, and seeing, like you said, the balcony position. Getting that full overwatch, that full height advantage, and trying to use it to, obviously, his team's side. And we'll spot out 1 man. Won't get the kill here just yet. A C has been neutralized, but he will actually be forced back, and it looks like Epsilon have stalled them off it for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. And seen last guy alive at C, but while this is going on, B is the flag in flux once again. It's always Marsu, it seems to be on that flag, and they're in very open positions to get killed, and that's kind of getting reflected in their murder basically. But Epsilon got to be careful here. They're doing well, but they're just not holding flags for long enough.
Yeah, they really are not, and that 60 tickets they had to work with has turned quickly into 30. And that is slipping away very quickly. A, going to be capped over for PKD. They're going to get a tri-cap here for a split second. But Epsilon now going to be able to push in, but they only have 2 men. And we have all 5 up on the side of PKD. And if they push into this and get the kills before they can get that 5-man squad back and grouped up, then they probably could pick up the win here. They're looking very strong to do it.
Yeah, this is not looking. This is when Epsilon just start coming out a bit crazy and wild, and Planetkey just eat them up, and that's kind of what you're seeing. Epsilon trying to get the picks here, but they don't seem to have a coherent plan on where they're going to go. They're just sitting in the middle of the map.
And we talked about Scene being very quiet in this game. I take that back. That man is 16-7 right now. The only man on his team to have over 10 kills and one of the 3 to have over 10 in the entire game so far, and he's showing no signs of stopping. It will be Duke, the last man defending on a C, but he won't get it. And look at this. This is the final push. 49 tickets, 15 tickets. They're currently at 2 more to go, and that will be PKD pulling up the upset, at least to the voters out there, the people watching, and winning 2-0 over Epsilon.
Yeah, and solid
there
play
it
from
is.
Scene. Scene has just done so well in this game, and he basically just took flags.
17-7, he finished off that.
Yeah, in the previous round, he broke through so many times and took flags, which, you know, all hinged on the 1v1s, and, you know, Epsilon couldn't really recover from that.
Just fantastic play out of PKD. And remember, 8% of the people out there voted for him. Only 8.
Well, I think we voted correctly.
We did. We definitely did. And the thing is, I was looking back at the groups coming into this, thinking about how they played there. They played against, I believe it was Infamous in the groups, and they destroyed them the first time they met, I believe, and then lost. Actually, it was Infused. Sorry, they destroyed. Actually, I'm wrong on this one. You talk for me, Dogbreak, because I'm gonna look this up. I want to be 100% positive on this because right now, PKD are looking strong. Yeah, they lost Infamous the first time. Sorry, and then beat them the second time. Yeah,
they had a lot harder route to get here than some teams, through adversity and so on. And Planetkey as a team, they have been playing with that lineup for quite a while. Jera's their newest addition, but these guys have been there and done that, and they really have just had the ability to come back from what has been some disastrous games and still come out of a win. And not many teams can say they can do that.
It's really weird because before this, we never saw PKD have a close game. It was always one-sided. I mean, I'm thinking about Infamous in particular, where the first time they met, all 3 maps. Yeah, it was a 1-2 in favor of Infamous, but they were like 50-plus ticket leads every time. And even the 2-0 they pulled off was ridiculous leads.
And a lot of those times when they're playing against Infamous, there's a breakdown. Something goes wrong. There's a, overwhelming pressure sometimes just to break teams. And I think that's what happened with Planetkey. But when they play good and they have that momentum, they're a very difficult team to derail. And I think that's what we've seen. I think, if anything, Epsilon collapsed. And they never really got back into it. I think we can agree with that.
And if we look at the first half and how PKD was playing that, they were getting destroyed. I remember it was 80-something tickets in the lead. I'm actually just make sure to check on that. I think it was 84, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a strong lead, and it's really hard to lose that. I mean, yeah, you're restarting from the beginning, but Epsilon were playing so much better than PKD at the time that we wouldn't have even imagined that they could have let that slip.
Yeah, and I always say this to a few of the teams and players. Epsilon are one of the best teams. They have the best record in this season. You hit them hard enough, and they break. And that has been... unfortunately, something that's happened to them in the past, and through the groups, that is, no one expected that Epsilon would lose any games or maps, and they got thumped really hard, and they took 2 games to recover. They took the final spot in that group to go through, and that was in a 2-1 against Execuo. So, you hit them hard enough and they don't come back sometimes.
And now I'm going to think about this. We're going to have Epsilon now against Infamous in the lower half, but we have Fnatic against PKD. That is a whole other beast. I mean, obviously Fnatic, very, very strong team. One of the top teams, obviously finishing 2nd place in the overall of the Cups, but Epsilon were number 1. Like, that's the thing. If they can beat number 1, they can probably beat number 2. And I really want to see what's going to happen in that game, because to me, Fnatic and Epsilon play different. Fnatic can really roll with the punches a lot better than Epsilon can.
Yeah, I think that'd be the best way to describe it. Fnatic can be good in pretty much every position, while I think Planetkey will play the same style almost all the time. Okay. And I think, in a way, Fnatic match up very well against them, but it's not going to be a game where anything spectacular happens. It's going to be very much by the numbers kind of game. And I think it favours Fnatic simply based off they have some of those players sometimes that can just go that little bit extra bit further.
And I feel like we haven't seen Fnatic peak just yet either. That's the thing. I feel like they're close to hitting that their best point, but they haven't gotten there just yet. But PKD, they've been able to hit it a couple of times and really been able to extend it a little bit further every so often. But that's not from us. And what we want to hear about is right now Outsider, who's with Red Eye, to have a little bit of a post-match interview and see what was going through their heads, because they stomped Epsilon.
Thanks very much, Jason. Yes, with Outsider, as you rightly said, congratulations, first of all. Terrific match and really well played. You said it was intense, so tell me why.
Yeah, because the first map, the server got DDoSed and went down, and we were like, I think, 80 tickets behind. And then we had only 14 tickets to work with and still managed to bleed them down like 45. So we could still do it in the second round, and we actually did it with 1 ticket without spawning. So it was very intense. A lot of screaming were going on. So yeah, but it was fun.
The first map. Let's talk about the first map, because it looked like you guys were just almost saying, okay, let's just go to Shanghai, because we've almost lost this game. You were 80 tickets behind at one point. Then we have the server crash. And I said to Lauren before, we were discussing, it's like they could go one way or the other. They could either just forget about it and go, yeah, all right, let's move on to Shanghai and just give up. Or they could try and get a tri-cap and immediately, reduce the... And that's exactly what you did. I mean, how big was that for you? Because at the point you were so far behind, it almost looked like this was Epsilon's game.
Yeah, actually, we didn't feel us so far behind. Then maybe the restart helped us, and then we focused up again and said, yeah, we need to get 2 flags and then pressure them hard. Then we got the frags, and yeah, that worked out. So we got 45 tickets, and that was the base we set for the second round and win.
Yeah, 1 ticket in the end, 1 ticket and a 1v3. Yeah. What were you? I mean, we saw you guys were all like, What was it like for you?
Yeah, I was nervous at that situation, but I only could watch and Seen actually managed to get 2 or 3 kills, and so he saved the situation.
That was great. And then second map, pretty straightforward from your point of view, or not?
Yeah, it was okay. We had a line, not every time, but we got the frags, then got a line again. So yeah, we managed to win the first round, and then that's a good base to go to the second round. Yeah, and then
was that the second map? Was it confidence that you got from the first map? Was it like an adrenaline rush just running through you guys, and then you were able to, go on to that? How different would it have been, do you think, if you'd lost the first map and then had to play the second one?
I don't know if we would have been that good when we had lost the first map, but yeah, we won it, so yeah, it definitely helped us.
Okay, Fnatic next.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Never seen them on LAN, so no, faced them on LAN actually, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to that. Strongest team in my opinion, maybe.
All right, okay, well, we're about to find out, because you guys are going to go head-to-head, so good luck and congratulations on your first game.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, so there's Outsider. He's had his bit of fame. We're going to go and join someone now who's a very special guest for the ESL one. I'm really thrilled to have him here. David, how are you doing?
I'm pretty good, thank you.
Brilliant to have you here. David Serland, for those of you who don't know, is from DICE LA.
Yeah.
You're Swedish.
I am. We export Swedes.
Yeah, like so it's like Lager or something from Denmark. You guys are just invading LA.
Yeah, more or less. Setting up a studio, keeping the culture going from the Stockholm office.
How many of them are there? Are there now Swedes in there?
I don't know.
It's like a mini
growing
city
all the time.
Is it like little Sweden?
No, it isn't. We have a lot of Americans and every other type of nationality as well, of course.
Sure.
But it's more a cultural thing, and of course it's an extension of the Swedish studio. So we're trying to uphold the values and, the same kind of thing that we did in Stockholm, we want to do it in LA.
Okay. Many people in the Battlefield scene may not know you personally. Some may, of course. But you've got a long history with DICE. You've worked with them before and come back and done some other stuff in between.
I've been in and out. I worked on Battlefield 2, that was my first game. And 2142 and Bad Company. Had a little hiatus, came back to Danger Close and EA. And then we now became DICE LA. About, what is it now, a year and a month or something like that.
Okay. And talk to me a little bit about what you do for DICE and what it is, why you're here at an eSports event.
Yeah, so I'm the live producer. And live producer, I look after the game after it's been live, so to speak. So right now we're working hard on the CTE, which is our effort to be able to push updates much quicker and be more open about how we develop the game, and earlier as well. So give earlier access to our stuff before they're actually released is our longer-term plan. And I'm here because I need to tap into the community here. I need these guys, the professionals' opinion on our balance changes, on our, everything.
That's dangerous.
It is.
These guys have got a lot of opinions.
I know. And they need to mobilize and, tell me what they want to change, what's bad, and I will try and make it happen. Of course, I need to filter this against, the rest of the world that plays this game, but...
Yeah, it's quite a few. Don't forget the small guys, that go on the pubs and landmine everywhere.
Yeah, exactly. So, I mean, we need to, of course, cater to everyone, but we need to also make sure that we don't break the game for these guys. I mean, I feel that's super important, because these are the guys that are shining beacons and kind of tell the other players on how can you play this game when you're at the top.
Okay. A lot of work that you guys are putting in LA, and I know that over the last couple of months in particular, things have become, very, very busy for you.
Yeah.
Are you able to explain a little bit about why and what you've been doing?
So we wanted to release this CTE earlier. We weren't able to because we needed to work on the game as a whole and stability and, fix issues, right? So we had to delay this a little bit. Finally, we have it out, and now we can start ramping up on how quickly we can improve the game. And I think if you go in there and register, there's a lot of slots open. Go in and register. Might not be enough server slots open. Like they're coming, more servers are on the way. But you can go in there and start be part of that community because it is slightly different for sure. I mean, we're not seeing the same forums that we see in the normal battle log. It's very constructive and it's been very good for us. We've been able to turn around and do explosive camera shake changes immediately because that's the immediate response we got after we fixed the netcode. Not yet, but almost. I mean, we improved it severely and we're starting to focus on gameplay now, which is where these guys come in. We need to look at weapon balance, suppression, grenade shakes, visual recoil, flinching of the head, all that kind of stuff.
So is anything ruled out? Or are you just not, you're just literally open to any kind of suggestions?
Open to all suggestions. That doesn't mean we, of course, follow them. Right. I mean, there might be design decisions behind some solutions. There might be other reasons, but then we would be open about why. So we would answer and say, no, we can't do that because this and this and this.
So no elephants added to Battlefield 4?
Maybe.
Oh, exclusive
Heard
news.
it here first.
Exclusive news from DICE. We have elephants in Battlefield 4. Great to have you with us. We're going to talk a bit more later on. We're going to cover some stuff that, be a bit risky. I'm going to push him a little bit more, ask him a few more, Dragon's Teeth questions maybe a little bit later. If you guys aren't familiar with that, it is one of the new update packs, which is due very soon. No dates right now, so please don't send in the obvious question of when's it coming out, because there's no date on it right now. But as I said, great to have you here. Thank you very much for now. And we'll speak a little bit later on about the game and also get your views on the competition because we've got a few more games to come.
Yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah, thank you very much. Right, so there's David from DICE. We're going to take a very quick break. When we come back, though, the winners' final to find out who the first team is in the semi-final. It's not Epsilon, but it could be Fnatic. It could be Planetkey Dynamics. Find out after the break.